Have you ever heard of a ghost who's just bad at his job? Well, settle in, because this story is about the most hilariously incompetent spirit you'll ever meet. In a small, quiet town, there was an old hotel with a reputation. Specifically, room number 13. The locals would whisper stories about it, their eyes wide. They said a ghost lived there, a terrifying specter who only appeared at the stroke of midnight. No one dared to stay in that room. It was a place of legend, of fear, a room that remained perpetually empty, until one fateful night, a weary traveler named Jack arrived in town late. He was exhausted from a long drive and just needed a place to rest his head. The night clerk, a sleepy teenager who was more interested in his phone than the hotel's history, absent-mindedly handed Jack a key. The key to room number 13. Jack, completely unaware of the room's spooky legacy, trudged up the creaky stairs. He unlocked the door, threw his bag on the floor, and flopped onto the bed without a second thought. The room was old, sure, with peeling wallpaper and a faint smell of dust, but Jack was too tired to care. He was asleep in minutes. Later, the grandfather clock in the hotel lobby began to chime. Dong, dong, dong. It was the sound that every local knew to fear. The 11th chime rang out, followed by the 12th. It was exactly midnight. In room 13, everything went pitch black. The single lamp on the nightstand flickered and died. The hum of the old air conditioner ceased. An eerie silence filled the room. Jack's eyes snapped open. He sat up, his heart starting to pound in his chest. A cold draft swept through the room, even though the window was shut tight. "Oh, no!" Jack whispered to the darkness, his voice trembling. "This is it!" He had heard ghost stories before, but he never thought he'd be living in one. Suddenly, a shimmering, translucent figure materialized at the foot of his bed. It raised its arms dramatically, took a deep, ghostly breath, and then bellowed with all its might. "Boo!" Jack, in a fit of pure terror, screamed. He scrambled backwards so fast that he completely fell off the bed, landing on the floor with a painful thud. Shielding his face with his arms, he yelled, "Take my money! Take my wallet! My watch! Just don't touch me!" There was a moment of awkward silence. The ghost just floated there, blinking its ethereal eyes. Then it mumbled, "Wait! Wrong line!" Jack peeked out from behind his arms, utterly bewildered. "What?" he asked, his voice still shaky. The ghost seemed flustered. It cleared its throat, a strange, wispy sound, and tried to regain its composure. It floated a little higher, trying to look intimidating again. "Boo!" it squeaked. But this time its voice cracked right in the middle, sounding less like a terrifying moan and more like a deflating balloon. Jack just stared. The fear was quickly being replaced by sheer confusion. He slowly lowered his arms. Are you okay?" he asked, genuinely concerned. The ghost let out a long, dramatic sigh and deflated, its form slumping in midair. "I practiced all day. Its wind, its voice full of frustration. I practiced my grand entrance, my spooky wail, everything. But I always mess up the timing." The last guy just laughed at me and went back to sleep. As the ghost was complaining, it drifted a bit too close to a puddle of water that had leaked from the old radiator. Its ghostly foot slipped. With a comical yelp, the ghost went flying backward, passing right through the wall with a loud thud. A small cloud of plaster dust puffed out from the impact site. That was it. Jack couldn't hold it in any longer. He burst out laughing. It wasn't a small chuckle. It was a deep, gut-busting laugh that echoed through the supposedly haunted room. He laughed so hard that tears streamed down his face. After a moment, the ghosts had poked back through the wall, looking embarrassed but also a little pleased. "You're the worst ghost ever," Jack said, wiping a tear from his eye. A proud, goofy grin spread across the ghost's face. "Yeah," it said cheerfully, "but I try." And so, the legend of room number 13 continued. People in the town still talk about it. They still say it's haunted. But now, the story has a little twist. Guests staying in the rooms nearby still report hearing strange noises at midnight. They hear a blood-curdling scream, followed immediately by loud, uncontrollable laughter. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this tale of the world's worst ghost, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories. See you next time!